You thought reality TV was messy. Baby, this ain't your typical love and hip-hop cliffhanger. This is a full-blown nuclear scandal that just left the internet bald, breathless, and begging for receipts. Shakira just cracked open Pandora's box, and what spilled out? A secret threesome, a mystery baby, and a third man, whose name was never supposed to see daylight. But guess what? It just did. And no, we're not talking about some backstage groupie or anonymous DM slider. We're talking red carpets, bottle service, and betrayal so bold it makes Tristan Thompson look faithful. How do you go from a not real threesome to real diapers, real DNA tests, and real lawsuits waiting to happen? Lil Scrappy swore he wasn't the daddy, but now Shakira's pulling up with screenshots, hotel receipts, and a bombshell name drop that has ATL's nightlife shaking in their knockoff Balenciaga. Who is this third man? Why was Scrappy acting like a guest star in his own scandal? And what made Shakira finally say, "Screw it, let's burn this whole thing down"? Grab your tea, your tissues, and maybe a legal team, because what you're about to hear isn't just shocking, it's scandal redefined. Stay tuned, because we're about to unpack the messiest plot twist reality TV forgot to air. Asterisk, it all started with whispers in VIP sections and cryptic Instagram captions. But what blew the roof off this scandal wasn't a post, it was Shakira's voice, raw, unfiltered, and done staying silent. You've seen her before, usually calm, composed, and standing in the background while Lil Scrappy and Bambi fumbled through another on-again, off-again saga that even Zeus Network would call too messy. But now Shakira's done being background noise. She stepped out of the shadows and straight into the spotlight with one mission: to blow this whole scandal sky high. And boy, did she deliver. What started as Scrappy trying to downplay a late-night hookup as just a threesome is now unraveling into the most chaotic, soul-snatching, career-threatening exposé Atlanta has seen since the strip club raid of 2016. According to Scrappy, that night was casual. Nothing serious, just a blur. Just a vibe, just a we grown, things happen moment. But that blur turned into a baby. A whole baby. One with his ears, his smirk, and allegedly, according to Shakira, his DNA. But here's where it goes from messy to mind-blowing. Scrappy, in true rapper fashion, denied everything. Claimed it wasn't serious. Claimed it wasn't even real. Said the baby might not be his because, and I quote, "it was a three-person situation." Like somehow, adding one more body turns fatherhood into a group project. Like the baby's last name is to be determined. But Shakira wasn't playing. Sis moved cities to be closer to him. She kept the peace while he played family man with Bambi and slid into Bottle Girl's DMs on the side. She stayed silent through all the gaslighting, the eye rolls, the public shade, but one thing broke her: Scrappy going on record and saying, "Why would I be responsible for a baby that might not even be mine? I wasn't the only one there." And just like that, the entire room froze. Because in that one careless sentence, Scrappy confirmed what fans had only speculated: there was someone else in that room, and that someone else might be just as responsible. Now pause for a second. Think about the gravity of that statement. A whole child brought into the world, and instead of love, care, or even a basic sense of adult accountability, the response is deflection and finger-pointing. And not just any fingers, celebrity fingers. Fingers that get VIP access and club wristbands and sneak peeks at unreleased mixtapes. That's when Shakira snapped. She didn't cry, she didn't beg, she didn't threaten. She simply stood in front of the cameras, locked eyes with Scrappy, and dropped the one thing everybody was scared to say: a name. Not just any name. Not a stagehand or unknown partygoer. No, baby. She named Marcus Flame. That's right, the same Marcus Flame who's been spotted on red carpets. Known in the Atlanta scene as the man who throws the wildest parties and disappears before the cops arrive. The same Marcus who's always one phone call away from your favorite rapper's worst decision. According to Shakira, Marcus wasn't just in the room that night, he was in the bed. And according to group chat leaks, anonymous tips, and one very bold former assistant, Marcus not only knew what went down that night, he bragged about it, loudly, sloppily, in text messages that now serve as smoking hot evidence. Shakira, knowing full well how this industry protects its favorites, didn't just speak, she brought proof. Screenshots, timestamps, hotel receipts, even a blurry photo that's been making rounds in private group chats showing 3 silhouettes, and one pair of unmistakable Versace boxers. And for anyone who knows Marcus Flame, you already know he wears those boxers like a signature. Scrappy, upon hearing the name drop, looked like he saw his entire career flash before his eyes. Producers were scrambling. Bambi reportedly burst into tears in her dressing room. Security leaned forward, and Marcus, silent, dead silent, because the one thing worse than being dragged into a baby scandal is being dragged into it on camera by a woman holding a copy of your text messages where you said, and we quote, "That night was wild. Hope she don't pull no Maury move." Sir, too late. Shakira's not pulling a Maury move. She's pulling a Game of Thrones level coup, and heads are about to roll. What makes this even more diabolical is that Marcus and Scrappy weren't strangers, they were boys. They ran in the same circles, laughed at the same jokes, took selfies backstage at shows like nothing could shake their bond. But nothing tests loyalty like a scandal, and nothing tests character like a child. According to sources on set, the producers had strict orders not to mention Marcus on air. But Shakira, she's not under contract. She's not protecting anybody. Her loyalty was to her son, not to these grown men dodging paternity tests like they're subpoenas. And now the industry is shook. Because the minute Marcus's name hit the airwaves, people started connecting the dots. Comments flooded in. Tweets went viral. Some fans screamed, "We knew it," while others dissected every episode, trying to find the moment Scrappy or Marcus slipped up. And slip up they did. Because in one behind-the-scenes clip, Marcus is heard saying, "I don't know why she moved down here like we were starting a family or something." Excuse me, starting a what now? So you admit something was going on? Because that sounds like more than a one-night wild night to us. That sounds like promises. That sounds like games. And Shakira is done playing. Marcus Flane's name hitting the airwaves wasn't just a scandal, it was a detonation. The kind that sends shockwaves through every club in Atlanta, every group chat in the industry, and every corner of the internet where fans obsess over drama like it's their full-time job. The moment Shakira uttered that name, it was like dropping a match into a tank of gasoline. The blogs went into overdrive. Fans started pulling up old club flyers, grainy footage, and shady Instagram lives that suddenly had a whole new meaning. And Marcus, he disappeared, literally ghosted. One minute he was tweeting about his summer takeover, and the next minute, crickets. No posts, no stories, no appearances, nothing. You know it's real when a man who lives for the camera suddenly goes full witness protection. Meanwhile, Scrappy's out here scrambling, no pun intended, trying to do damage control like the house ain't already on fire. He called it a setup. Said Shakira was clout chasing. Blamed editing. Blamed the producers. Blamed the moon phase. Everything but himself. But here's what he didn't do. He didn't take a paternity test. Not even to clear his name. And why not? Because deep down, he knows that results might expose more than just biology. They might expose a betrayal so deep it could end friendships, careers, and relationships all in one go. Meanwhile, Bambi's spiraling. She's not just angry, she's embarrassed. According to one Love and Hip Hop insider, she demanded to see Scrappy's phone records and even threatened to walk off the show unless producers stepped in. And honestly, who could blame her? Imagine thinking your man just had a moment of weakness, only to find out he might have had a whole joint performance with his own friend. The betrayal is biblical. Behind the scenes, production is panicking. This wasn't supposed to be the storyline. This was supposed to be a cute side plot, a little tension for the cameras. Nobody expected real receipts, real names, and real consequences. But now the toothpaste is out of the tube and there's no putting it back. Shakira isn't just talking, she's naming, proving, and dragging everybody with her. Sources close to her say she's been sitting on this info for months, trying to keep things respectful for the sake of the child. But when Scrappy went public with his little denial campaign, it lit a fire in her that couldn't be contained. That's when she hit up her attorney and started getting ducks in a row. Leaked emails show her reaching out to show producers with a simple message. If he's going to lie on national TV, I'm going to tell the truth on national TV. And that's exactly what she did. Now let's talk about the evidence, because honey, it's not just one or two pieces. We're talking screenshots of messages where Marcus tells her, "Don't say nothing, I don't need drama with Scrap." We're talking a receipt from the W Hotel showing all three checked in under the same block booking. We're talking a voicemail from Marcus literally saying, "If anything comes out, we say it was a lie." They can't prove nothing unless you go public. Too late for that, Marcus. Way too late. And if that wasn't enough, an anonymous source, allegedly one of Marcus's former assistants, leaked a group chat where Marcus brags, and I mean brags, about that night, saying things like, "I had his girl and his respect all in one night." The arrogance is disgusting, but the confession, gold. Fans are eating this up like it's Thanksgiving leftovers. Reddit threads are breaking records. Twitter detectives are analyzing facial features like this is a CIA-level operation. People are comparing baby pictures, running fake DNA matches, and cross-referencing who was in town that night like we're solving the Kennedy assassination, and in the middle of all this chaos is a baby. A real baby. Not a plot twist, not a meme. A whole child who's watching his mother get dragged, his potential father play dumb, and his maybe daddy number to vanish like a magician. Shakira says, "Enough is enough." She's going to court. She's filing for full custody. She's demanding a paternity test. And she's not waiting for a script approval to do it. Meanwhile, Scrappy has gone radio silent. No interviews, no tweets, just cryptic Instagram stories about loyalty and snakes. Sir, this isn't a riddle. This is a responsibility. Fans are roasting him left and right. One comment under his last photo said, "You duck in fatherhood like you ducked that verse on your last track, ouch, the public is not letting up." And Marcus, oh, he tried to release a music video that was basically just a slideshow of club appearances and him walking out of cars in slow motion. The comments section was brutal. "Is this the baby shower announcement?" one person wrote. Another said, "Sir, take a test, not a selfie. The damage is done. His name is now forever tied to a scandal he swore never happened." And Shakira, she's standing tall, not backing down, not letting anyone paint her as the bitter baby mama. She's not bitter, she's brave. She's fed up, and most importantly, she's got time. What nobody expected was that she would be the one with the last word. Not Scrappy. Not Marcus. Not the producers. Her. Because when the truth finally comes out, when the DNA is undeniable, and when the timelines line up, there will be no more deflections, no more distractions, just consequences. And every single person who tried to spin this story in their favor will have to face the music. Shakira's decision to take this mess to court wasn't just a warning shot, it was the full-blown declaration of war. This wasn't going to be another love and hip-hop storyline that fizzles out once the cameras stop rolling. No. This was about truth, revenge, and making sure every man who tried to play her ended up exposed, embarrassed, and legally cornered. When her attorney filed for court-mandated paternity testing, jaws dropped. Scrappy had no more room to play the confused card. Marcus could no longer pretend he was just a background extra in this twisted film. The test would answer everything. Fans went into full frenzy mode. You had people outside the courthouse taking selfies, bloggers showing up dressed like they were covering the Grammys, and even Bambi's cousin live-streaming her reaction to the filing while sipping tea with a caption that said, "I told y'all he wasn't right." The drama had moved from the shade room to the courtroom, and it wasn't slowing down. The night before the court date, Marcus' flame resurfaced on social media. A shaky Instagram live where he tried to laugh it off, saying the whole thing was a plot to bring him down, and that Shakira was just mad he moved on. But no amount of laughing could hide the panic in his eyes. His voice cracked. He kept looking off camera like someone was feeding him lines. And the comments. Relentless. "Just take the test. Maury Jr., one fan said. Another posted, "We know that's you in them boxers, Marcus. Own it." And the receipts kept rolling in. Another former flame of Marcus came forward with a suspiciously similar story. Different woman, same excuses. She claimed he ghosted her after a pregnancy scare and told her to keep quiet or he'd ruin her in the industry. That little anecdote hit harder when Shakira's lawyer confirmed that Marcus had been threatening her too. Not with violence, but with silence. He'd told her nobody would believe her, that he had friends in production, that she'd be labeled as crazy if she ever spoke up. But she did speak up. She laid out her truth like a prosecutor on a mission, and made it clear this wasn't about fame or revenge, it was about her son. About the trauma she'd carried while two men laughed it off like a punchline. And while they partied and performed, she was showing up to pediatric appointments, paying daycare fees, and navigating motherhood solo while the father played tag with accountability. The courtroom was packed. Even people who had nothing to do with the case were finding ways to get in media reps, curious fans, low-level producers looking for a spin-off opportunity. The moment Scrappy walked in, wearing sunglasses indoors like he was dodging reality, people murmured. Then Marcus showed up, looking like he hadn't slept in a week. No flashy chains this time, no entourage, Just him and the weight of what was coming. Shakira sat poised, confident, holding her son's toy in one hand and court papers in the other. The judge didn't waste time. Paternity tests were ordered immediately, and both men were told to cooperate or face contempt charges. Scrappy looked annoyed, like his time was being wasted. Marcus just looked defeated. Outside the courthouse, things exploded. Reporters swarmed, questions flew. And then came the real kicker: an exclusive leak, dropped minutes later, showing DMS between Scrappy and a third party, where he admits to maybe being sloppy that night and even jokes about the baby having his laugh. That leak was a game changer. Fans had already suspected Scrappy was lying, but this was confirmation from the man himself. Shakira, when asked to comment, didn't say a word. She smiled, got in her car, and drove off with dignity. The public couldn't get enough. Twitter threads broke down the timeline. YouTube reactors did live streams replaying courtroom sketches. And gossip pages created memes of Marcus holding a fake baby with the caption, "Guess who?" But this wasn't funny to everyone. Bambi was in full meltdown mode. Sources close to her revealed she confronted Scrappy that night, demanding to know why he'd been playing her, the world, and himself. One insider claimed, she screamed, "You turned our lives into a joke and you don't even care." And honestly, she wasn't wrong. Scrappy's casual attitude had taken a serious toll on the people around him. And now, all the denial and manipulation was catching up in real time. Meanwhile, Marcus went underground again. No more posts, no more statements, just silence. But that didn't stop people from digging. A local blogger uncovered records showing Marcus had a history of dodging child support claims, with 2 previous accusations swept under the rug thanks to legal loopholes and payoffs. That history only fueled the fire. Fans weren't just invested, they were enraged. They saw Shakira not just as a woman caught in a scandal, but as a mother fighting against 2 men who used fame to dodge responsibility. And the more they learned, the more support poured in. Donations, legal aid offers, even reality show producers reaching out to give her her own platform. But she wasn't jumping at every opportunity. She said she wasn't doing this for fame. She wanted truth, stability, and for her son to grow up knowing who he is, not just biologically but emotionally. That hit people differently. In a world where scandals are used for clout, Shakira's .com focus became the heart of the story. It wasn't just messy, it was meaningful. And while Scrappy and Marcus tried to spin their narratives behind the scenes, public opinion was already sealed. You had people creating TikToks, narrating the drama like it was an audiobook, fans holding Shakira was right, signs outside tapings. Even celebrities were subtly weighing in with cryptic posts. One rapper simply tweeted, "Some of y'all need to stop lying and start parenting." And fans instantly assumed it was aimed at Scrappy. At this point, the scandal wasn't just viral, it was legendary. People compared it to other celebrity baby dramas and agreed this one had topped them all. The betrayal, the silence, the unexpected twist of 2 men who were friends turning into possible co-parents without even facing each other directly. And the woman in the center, unbothered, focused, and ready for whatever came next. So now that the truth is unraveling faster than Marcus Flame's fake alibi and Scrappy's excuses are crumbling like stale cookies, we need to ask ourselves, what happens next? Is Scrappy finally going to face the music and step up like a real man? Will Marcus stop ducking the spotlight he once chased and finally take responsibility for the chaos he helped create? Or is Shakira going to have to keep dragging both of them to court, one viral receipt at a time? Because one thing is for sure, this drama is far from over. The DNA test may tell us who the biological father is, but it won't fix the lies, the betrayal, or the emotional damage already done. And we all know the internet never forgets. So here's your moment. Viewers, drop your theories in the comments. Do you think Scrappy is the daddy? Or is Marcus Flame finally about to get hit with the biggest reality check of his clout-chasing life? Should Shakira get her own spin-off show for holding it down while the men around her played hide-and-seek with the truth? Let us know what shocked you most, which receipt had your jaw on the floor, and what you think is going to happen next. And don't forget to like this video if you live for the mess. Subscribe for more explosive updates, and smash that bell icon because honey, the next twist might just break the internet. Stay tuned, stay shady, and remember, truth always comes with a twist.